Good morning, y'all. Happy Sunday. So, this is going to be a recap slash thoughts video on power. I don't know if this is going to be something this season that I'm going to fully review because there's so many moving parts. And I feel like I'm going to leave stuff out. So, I mean, it's going to be a recap, so to speak, but it's just going to be kind of one. I don't know. There's just so much stuff going on. And I've done it before, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm just going to talk and see where it goes. So y'all, unless they're pulling a major stunt, Angela is dead. Her sister came and saw Jamie, Ghost, when they were at the hospital. And she greeted him with a murderer, 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 and was beating on him. And, at the same time, they had that, y'all know that black lady that's over the department that Angela was working for. At the same time, they had a voiceover where she was saying that she had been pronounced dead 10 minutes prior. So I'm confused because I'm in a power group, and before I even got in the power group, I heard that the creator, producer, or whatever the woman is, y'all know the black lady that they've been having in the promo pictures or whatever. I've forgotten what her name is at the moment. But anyway, they said that she said that Angela is alive. And, maybe she said that she's going to be in it. So I'm guessing she's going to be in memories and all that. So Angela's supposed to be dead, y'all. She dead. And from the things that I've seen, she is indeed dead. Now, Jamie had a moment where he went outside to get some air after he found out the news. And when you looked at him, he went from Jamie St. Patrick to Ghost. It's like, he was like, wait a minute, I'm grieving. Let me catch my breath. Then he looked up and it's like a snap happened. And he was like, yeah, it's time for me to be Ghost now. And so he disappeared, went on by his business. Y'all, Tariq then got out of school. He doing whatever he want to do. And Ghost, of course, knows that Tommy is the one who pulled the trigger. So he hiding out in Tommy's house. Tommy then went back to his house. They get into a tussle because Ghost come from out of nowhere. And then Tariq come from out of nowhere while they in the middle of the tussle. Because Ghost is stomping him out in some more. Like, he done got the upper hand. He was stomping him out because, oh no, Tommy might have got killed. He might have got killed right then and there had it not been for Tariq. So he looking like, what's going on here? Why are y'all fighting? And there's a gun on the ground and he pick it up. So both of them stop fighting. And Ghost is like, what are you doing here? And y'all know how disrespectful and trash Tariq is. And he was like, look, you ain't got to worry about none of this no more. Tommy ain't your uncle no more. And, he looking at him like, I don't know what you're talking about. They ain't got to do with me, whatever. So Ghost went on ahead and left, went on by his business. And he was like, I'm here to talk to my uncle, Tommy. So they started talking and, whatever. Anyway, Tommy met up with Tasha. Well, not Tasha. Not at the moment. See, I'm getting her mixed up because her name Tasha. Ended up meeting up with, it was Tasha. Ended up meeting up with Tasha and told her what went down. And she was already mad. Like, okay, who were you trying to hit? Like, and it became apparent that she was about to be without a father for her children. And so she mad at him and was like, okay, how dare you or whatever. And it's just too much. She's just like, okay, this is just too much going on. Of course, since Angela's body's on the gun, he's sitting up there and he needs to get rid of it. He done met up with Keisha trying to get rid of the gun. Of course, Keisha was like, well, whatever I need to do, I'll do it. They put the gun in her purse, and later on, she done went home. And, all this happened in the middle of the night. So that morning happened, and her son, Cash, I think, came out. And I guess he normally goes in her purse to get money for, like, snacks or whatever at school. And she done went all the way off. She was like, get out of my purse, get out of my purse. And so he was like, dang, all I'm trying to do is get some money out of your purse for some snacks. And so she done went all the way off because that gun is still in there. She still hadn't got rid of the gun yet. And Oh Lord, it's just too much. And he even asked about Tommy and, are they still together? What's going on with them? And, she was like, well, you like Tommy, huh? And he was like, yeah, I do. Or whatever. So y'all know she lives for Tommy. And I'm just like, girl. Anyway, Ghost is at the house, I guess. I think he's at the penthouse. And Tasha shows up. And so apparently he had called her or texted her and was like, I got an emergency. And the emergency was that Tariq was not in school. And so she was like, you could have called me for that. There ain't no emergency. And so she has a tracker on Tariq's phone. How he doesn't know that, I don't know. I could have swore he knew that from like the previous season, whatever. So she ends up tracking his phone, and he's like outside of a bodega or some corner store or somewhere. And he just walking. He looking like, wait, how you knew where I was? And so she was like, I bought a track on your phone. And why aren't you in school? You supposed to be at Cho. All that. So he was like, look, give me 2 hours and I'll, get back with you. He looking like, don't nobody have time. And so she was like, no, you need to go back to school. And he was like, look, give me an hour at my Uncle Tommy's and, you can pick me up from there. And so she was like, well, don't make me have to hunt you back down. My thing is this, girl, that boy is underage. Why are you letting him tell you what he gonna do and what he not gonna do? That's dumb to me. Anyway, the people at the place where Angela worked, they're reeling from her death and they're trying to figure out how this even happened. And she had a tail and all this other stuff. And they were like, well, she ditched her tail. She knew she had a tail and she ditched it and all this other stuff. So they're coming up with all these theories about how this even got to this point. And everybody in their feelings. Y'all, like I said earlier, I think they got rid of that black lady that was over them and replaced her with the quickness with some random man. And she was like, they needed a scapegoat and it was me, so I'm out of a job. Because Sax was like, where you going? What's going on here? What you doing? And so she was like, you know what this is. I was like, oh my gosh, no. Y'all, so she out of a job and he was about to be out of a job. He rolled up on that dude and was like, trying to talk to him. He was like, I know who you are, whatever. And so he basically spelled out a plan that he thinks is going to work in order to catch who did this to Angela. And so he was like, look, if you can't prove all this stuff can be done, then you're going to be down at the unemployment line as well. She's going to be saving a spot for you at the unemployment line. I was like, oh gosh, sir, you done went off. Y'all, anyway, Angela's sister is not here for no autopsy, and Saxton went up on her, rolled up on her while she's grieving. Like, Angela's body is not even cold yet, and she's sitting next to her and still grieving in the hospital bed, looking at her, you know what I'm saying? And Sax walked in and was like, I used to work with her and all this other stuff. And so she was like, yeah, I know. She mentioned you a few times and you were an a-hole. And so he was like, yeah, I might have been an a-hole, but she didn't deserve this. And we're going to fix this. And we're going to find out who did this or whatever. We're going to catch who did this. And so she was like, who did this? Jamie did this. You should have been put him in handcuffs. He was just here and all this other stuff. So he was like, look, we need you to sign off on this autopsy so that we could do this and, really be able to put him behind bars. And so she was adamant and like, nah, we ain't doing that. Y'all ain't gonna do that. Y'all couldn't do nothing for her while she was alive. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing for her while she dead. I don't feel like y'all gonna do nothing. So nah. Y'all, later on she does change her mind about that. Meanwhile, Tasha is in her feelings, and when she did meet up with Ghost, Ghost had the nerve to be like, well, you need to understand how I feel. The woman that I love died. I watched her and she died in front of me. And so she was like, well, I'm sorry, Ghost. And, I've been looking for Terry. I ain't seen Terry nowhere. He ain't answering his phone call. He was supposed to pop up at court. He ain't been at court. So where is he? I have a feeling I know where he is. So, of course, he did, even though he lied to her. I don't know what happened to Terry. Later on in the episode, she calls his phone continuously and, of course, just gets his voicemail. She's crying in her feelings. So, she knows he's dead, but she just wants to be able to you know, I guess hope for the best, have the slightest bit of hope that that's not the case. Oh Lord, y'all, it's just so much going on. Y'all, Tommy had the people that was working for him, they want product, and he brought a check to the people who he gets the product from, and they was like, yeah, what we're not finna do is that. I ain't, we ain't finna just give you the product, I give it to you tonight. And he was like, they want the product now, I'm about to go meet up with them now. And he was like, well, I'm trying to see if this check gonna clear, so forget that. And so they ended up having to wait till that night. And then when he went and talked to those people, one of the guys that goes by Puncho got buck with him and was like, you ain't gonna be Ghost, you can't replace Ghost. He ended up getting killed. I don't understand why people try Tommy. Tommy don't play that. So it's like, why are you doing this? Why you try Tommy? Tommy has a very much so itchy trigger finger. So why would you roll up on him and say anything sideways to him? Especially about Ghost. Come on now, stop it. Stop it. He killed that man something terrible. I was like, oh well. So later on, they were able to verify that the check was real, cleared, and they were going to give him the product. Now, the guy that's over that, the connect that's over it, he don't trust that everything is squared away with Ghost. So, in order to seal the deal, he was going to shake hands on it, and he gave him a weird hug. So he was like, oh, okay. Y'all come to find out, since he don't trust him about that Ghost situation being over with, he hugged him, got his keys, got somebody else to take Tommy's car and pull it around. And Ghost was out there. Ghost had on the hoodie, y'all. Y'all know when Ghost put that black hoodie on, it's a wrap. He had that hoodie on. He had an automatic weapon and shot Tommy's car up and killed that boy. So Tommy was like, oh, that's the reason why you had gave me that weird hug earlier. Y'all, they did end up bringing Ghost in for questioning. Of course, he don't be wanting to do nothing like that. Proctor had to persuade him into doing that because, if you don't do it, they already looking at you like you're the prime suspect anyway. So get in there and talk to the people whether you did it or not. You already know how it goes. There have been times that he has been guilty as sin and he didn't want to go up in there, and then he ended up going up in there, and Angie created these lies and alibis, and his wife and everybody around him created all kinds of alibis for him. So it's like, get in there and do it and shut up. And I know that's kind of harsh considering what just happened, but at the same time, had she went on about her business and not been fooling with him, she would have still been alive today. And it's crazy because Tasha told Tariq about Angela. She was like, well, I might as well go ahead and tell you, because after she picked him up from Tommy's after an hour passed, she was like, well, what did you do when you were at your Uncle Tommy's? And he was like, it was something private and personal, but it's done. That's all you need to know, basically. And, she was like, well, I might as well tell you Angela's dead. And so, he was like, well, I ain't really, for some, he don't like her. And I don't know if it's because that's the child in him. And he's like, you're not my mama, so I ain't here for you. Like, I don't know. And if there was something that happened before, y'all, I don't remember what it was, but so many moving parts with this show, I can't. Y'all let me know down in the comment section. If that's, if it's something outside of that. Anyway, so she was like, well, I need to let you know something. I'm going to divorce your father. And so, he was like, well, it's her fault, and I wish I could divorce him too, and all this other stuff. So, y'all, when he was with Tommy, he ended up doing a tribute memorial for Kanan. Y'all know he got the ashes last season, and he wanted to let the ashes... Excuse me, I don't know what in the world has happened with the choking. Y'all excuse me. Woo! Anyway... He ended up, letting his ashes go. And Tommy reached in the bag. Was like, hold on. He reached in the bag and took a little bit of them off of it, and put it on top of something to smoke. And he was like, what? What are you doing? You gonna smoke that? He was like, yeah, we need to let Kanan fly high what he's supposed to be. I was like, oh my gosh. So he ended up scattering the ashes off of the rooftop. I was like, okay. um, but yeah, that's what he was doing with Tommy. That's why he wanted to meet up with him. And, y'all, it was hilarious. He did talk to Tommy later on. He was like, earlier when you and my dad were fighting, what was going on and whatever. He was like, what that be? Yeah, I try not to cuss or nothing like that, y'all. And I don't say the N word, so I'm going to be using abbreviations. He said, I think he said, what that BAN do now? I was like, wait a minute. I mean, he said it with so much conviction. I said, excuse me, sir, you done went off. But anyway, he was like, just know he did something unforgivable, and he did eventually tell him that he got him to kill his own father. He was like, man, that's messed up. He was like, yeah, I just met him and all that, but yeah, he had me to kill my own father. And, just know he had me to do something that's unforgivable. And so he ended up in turn asking Tariq, if something horrible would have happened to your father, how would you feel about it? And so he was like, I mean, I just have to deal with it, I guess, or whatever. And so Tommy was like, well, just know my phone is always on you. Basically, you can call me if you need to. And so Tariq was like, the same goes for me. I was like, no. But yeah, y'all, like I said earlier, he ended up shooting up Tommy's car. He thinks that Tommy's dead, but he killed one of those other people, one of the Connects folks, one of the little underlings. He had that car shot to pieces. And people make me sick. I understand that you're trying to stay in the shadows, but unless you up on these people and you know that that's who you killed or that's who you're actually killing, don't sit up there and just be like, all right, I'm walking off and that's who I killed. And I'm like, how many times has that happened? And I'm just like, y'all think y'all killing the right person. Y'all kill somebody else. And it's like, so then he decided to have a moment later in the car where he had a realization that, I killed Tommy. And, he just had this look on his face. And I was just like, okay. Because he met up with Proctor and was like, look, he ain't having no handcuffs on. He leaving here in a body bag. I'm killing him. Like, I'm just trying to let you know now. I'm killing him. He's not being brought in anywhere unless it's in a body bag. Just let you know now. And he was like, do you understand me? Do you hear what I'm saying? He had to make sure he understood him very much clear as far as what he was saying. And y'all, I was just like, oh my, it's too much. I don't have time. Like, the most is going on. And I don't know. Later on, after the situation happened where Tommy's car got shot up, he rolled up to Keisha's house. First thing he did was kiss her down because, of course, he had a moment where he had to realize, like, this, he just tried to kill me and he think I'm dead. So he had to come clean and let her know that the gun that she threw into the river had Angela's body on it. And so she was mad about it. And so, he was just basically like, you got to get out of this and, just basically trying to give her an out. And so she was like, I'm here for it. Whatever's going to go on, I'm going to be here to the end. And I'm just like, Lord, why are you so loyal? Oh my gosh, she's so loyal. This heifer going to end up dead before it's all said and done. And if she don't, I don't know how. I do not know how that's going to happen because she got to come up dead before it's all said and done. She got to. That's the way I feel. I feel like it's going to happen. So, y'all, at the end of this, Saxe went and he was able, like I said earlier, to be able to get the sister to sign off on something so that they could do an autopsy on Angela's body. He went in there after she signed the paperwork and left and looked at her body and told her that they're going to get him. And so the woman, y'all know that woman who was on Angela last season, thinking that she had all these connections, which most of the time she was right. She walked in and was like, who you gonna get? Who you gonna arrest? And so, he playing coy, but then he has to realize that now they are partners because a task force has been created and they are all working together to figure out who killed her. Anyway, y'all, that was my recap thoughts or whatever you want to say this is gonna be, because I don't really know if I'm gonna do real reviews on this. I don't know how. I don't feel like I do that great when it comes to Power, but I'm gonna try. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this. Y'all let me know down in the comment section if you've watched it, what you think about it. Oh, also, y'all, I don't like how the new theme song is. They could have kept that. I don't like Trey songs like that nowadays. So sue me. I can't. So sue me. I don't care. And that song, I don't know if that was Trey Songz or if it was Miguel, but it was something talking about a real AN at the end, that last song. And I mean, normally the song choices are pretty on point, even the ones that have been 50 Cent songs. Like, I'd be like, okay, and they really do fit the moment. And I'm like, y'all could have done something else for these songs, because no. Only song that really stuck out to me that I was here for was a song that happened when Tariq was having his moment about Kanan. And Tommy was being crazy like he normally is. And he played that one song where it said, boom, 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 boom. And tell me what you gonna do when it ain't nowhere to run. It's when judgment comes. What is it that the Crossroads Bone Thugs and Harmony song? I live for Bone Thugs and Harmony. I live. But that's really the only song choice that happened throughout this episode that I was here for. And that was just a random moment. But the stuff they actually put in there for these moments, I was just like, oh, they could have kept that raggedy music. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the theme song now. And that song that I'm talking about at the end. I don't know if that's an old song or not, because I don't listen to Trey songs no more. He be doing the most, and I ain't here for him like that, so whatever. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this review. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. If y'all seen it, if you're going to see it later, y'all let me know what y'all liked or what y'all didn't like about this, and what else y'all think is going to happen for the season. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good one. Bye.